Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Episode 82 of Survival of the Fitted, your favorite podcast in the history of podcasts. I'm Joe Williams, a.k.a. Hemi Fallon. Yes, we've all been waiting for it. There's the nickname. Got none other than Ian Pierno on the other side of me. Liking the shades. I don't know how I feel about it, but how are you doing today, my guy?
I am very, very good.
Ian feeling awfully emo today. And I love it.
I feel off.
A certain level of angst.
The angst is what keeps me artistic. If I ever lost it.
I don't think from the VBL, right?
Yeah, I did. We caught an L. Don't want to talk about it.
Unfortunate.
But the angst thing, I don't think you can truly be like an artist without any angst. Like you got to have a little edge. This is not our talking points for today, but do you agree with me?
No, I hear you on a certain level of that.
Like think about like your favorite musicians.
Yes.
They're all like a little bit of angsty. Like the ones with the most relatable lyrics or even the painters. Like gotta have a little angst, you know?
I hear you on that.
Yeah.
Do you want to hop into the talking points we got for today? Got a couple current events and relevant topics. Yeah, came home right now and I was like, I got a notification on my phone. It was LeBron was in the Drew League. That was the craziest thing I've ever seen. I hopped on this. They had the live stream, so I watched the fourth quarter, and this guy's like substantially better than everybody else on the court. Like it's actually insane.
Yeah, how humbling does it have to be to like, because like these Drew League basketball players are like super good. Like the Drew League is honestly like you could make an argument that it's like a top 3 basketball league in the world. You know what I mean? But then just like LeBron happens. I saw he had 42. I didn't get to watch the game because we were catching an L at the beach, but
unfortunate.
42.
Yeah, 40 you said? 42?
Yeah, dude, I'm not even going to lie. Nobody was even at the beach, including a few of my own players didn't show up because they either went to go play against LeBron or just watch.
Yeah, I was super disconnected. I didn't even know he was there. But he was hooping with DeMar DeRozan too, which is hopefully we get to see that.
Yeah, DeMar DeRozan's
different
like,
uniforms on.
He's like a Drew League legend. Like he pops out every summer. Just a big LA guy.
Yeah.
Pretty exciting.
But it's good for basketball, bro. Because apparently LeBron hasn't hooped in the Drew League since 2011, which was like the lockout season, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, the best year of basketball ever. That was the best season of basketball. Was ironically the lockout year.
It's funny how that works. It's like when the basketball gets put in the hands of the culture instead of the GMs who like milk the system. That's when like hoop shines its brightest, you know? Like when players are at the pro-ams and the lockout and the different, that's like when basketball is at its best. Like the best basketball memory for me right now off the top of my head is KD at the Rucker, right? Like that doesn't happen if the GMs are like, you know what I'm saying? Like when the power's in the hands of the people, that's when the whole thing thrives.
Holy moly, that was maybe the realest shit you've ever said on this podcast.
put the power in the hands of the people and watch the culture just rise.
You know how I say there's a difference between hoop and basketball?
Yeah.
Like all like these pro-ams and shit, like it's hoop. Whereas like, you know, the NBA, there's TV deals and advertisements. You know, it's like it's a corporation. So
yeah, that was my exact thoughts when I first learned what a TV timeout was. I was probably like 16. I was like, TV timeout? What do you mean? Like, that's why they call timeouts for money. Like,
right. And both are important because you can't have hoop without basketball. Like, nobody wants to go play in the VBL or the Drew League if, you know, they're not looking up to like NBA superstars. But seeing like these NBA superstars get back to hooping is the best. That's why 2011 was such a special year.
Yeah, I think hoop and money are both like two different forms of currency. And one of them is way more valuable than the other because, you know what I'm saying? But for us in the culture, we like to see hoop. And shout out to LeBron, shout out to DeMar. They came through clutch too. I'm not going to lie. I was on that live stream and I kind of thought their team was kind of like melting and like falling apart at the seams, especially
it was a close game?
The fourth quarter. It was a close quarter. It was a close game. They kind of had them up like 6. And at the end, the other team just ran off like 5 in a row because LeBron's team kind of got lazy. But like LeBron like came down, got fouled, split a free throw, and then his IQ was just off the charts because I was watching him and they kind of had like a little LeBron cam. You know what I'm saying? Like it was a live stream, but the camera was like for sure cater toward LeBron.
Yeah.
And he was on defense. He was talking to his teammate. He's like, he's gonna come off the screen. They're gonna set a pin down, and then blah 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 blah. And you could just see him like mimicking everything. He's like, matter of fact, switch. And then he switched, and exactly what he like was mimicking happening literally happened. And then they were able to switch on it, and they ended up getting the win. And I'm like, bro's basketball IQ was crazy.
I'm not gonna hold you. That sounds like being on the court with LeBron James, and like like the gym is packed, it's loud, and he's explaining like some complex basketball shit in like 10 seconds. Sounds like the worst thing that could ever happen to me. I would be like, wait, can you repeat that? Like imagine like not like hearing him correctly and messing up that assignment. Like
that would have cost them the game too. They're only down 1. I think they only won by 1 point or something like that.
Wow. Okay, shout out to whoever it was in the Drew League that locked in and listened for that moment, because
he got the game-winning stop. Like he listened to LeBron, got the game-winning stop.
That's very tough. That's very tough.
But we had some other talking points we wanted to get to outside of the world of basketball. Also, we cater into the world of fashion news around Burberry. You mentioned this. I don't know if you want to touch on this. If you want to touch on this one.
Oh yeah, did you see that Burberry is dropping a bag, like a line of handbags that you can buy in Roblox?
Insane.
And Roblox
Absolutely
is like
insane.
Minecraft kind of. Mm-hmm. It's like a game for like 8-year-olds.
I don't know how I feel about it. We've talked about this a few times on this podcast. I still my thoughts on this has not changed as far as like the virtual the world, the metaverse, all that stuff. It's a little weird for me. Like I'm not really rocking with it. I don't know if I'm too in tune with reality, but the metaverse kind of turns me off. It's just like a weird subject for me.
Yeah, it is. Like the idea of, things that have value in real life not being tangible in the metaverse but still holding value is definitely kind of weird. You know what I mean? Because like if you buy what's your favorite basketball shoe?
Probably Linning Way of Wades.
Okay, so if you cop like a pair of like Way of Wades, technically it's like, because for basketball performance, right, like it'll help you hoop better than if you just wore your Chucks. But like in the metaverse, like it's not really like that. Like or if we bought a Burberry bag on Rodeo, we'd be spending a bunch of money because it's like higher quality. But in the metaverse, it might not. It's actually proof. It's just pixels. Yeah. So it is definitely kind of an interesting concept.
Yeah. I hear you on that. I think a lot of people do. Metaverse is not the wave. We got to find a way to abolish the metaverse. I just feel like we have to fix things in our own reality and universe and stop just trying to run to the. It's like it just feels like we're trying to put a virtual Band-Aid on like real life problems. You got people like full time living in the metaverse. And I'm like, bro, let's fix what we like actually have in this like world. We got a lot of problems in this universe, man. Can't just run into the metaverse to try to escape all of them. So
Joe, you should watch Steven Universe on Netflix.
Is it kind of consistent with what I'm talking about?
Excuse me. Just watch like the first episode and get back to me. That goes for anyone that's listening to this. They're only like 20 minutes. And it's not like a story, so you don't have to like build into it. Like each episode is its own thing. Check out those Ruffles sneakers. Jason Tatum is owning his ridges with his new Air Jordan 36 PEs, inspired by his partnership with Ruffles and his Flamin' Hot barbecue flavor. And I'm not lying to y'all, that's actually my favorite player. You've got Ruffles Ridges, Flamin' Hot on the tongue, and of course a shout out to his son Deuce on the kicks. Shout out Deuce. Honestly, a LeagueFits legend. And from now until July 31st, you can visit rufflesneakers.com to learn how you can have a chance to win an autographed pair of Jason Tatum's size 15 Air Jordan 36 Ruffles PEs. Other things going on. Did you see that Louis Vuitton and Air Force One? Vuitton.
Talk to me crazy.
It's actually Vuitton. It's Louis Vuitton. I actually messed it up. They're doing an Air Force One that's dropping, and it costs $27.50.
Is this the Virgil joints? These are like the Virgil joints. I think it was it was the gold one, right? I think it was a collaboration piece, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, yeah.
It's the gold joints. Yeah.
Is it? Is that it?
I think it is. I could be wrong, but it was like 2 days ago. I seen it. It was like the gold. It had like all the crazy stuff on it. We'll probably throw some pictures up because our producers are killers. But yeah, I'm pretty sure. Unless I'm mistaken. Unless it was like the green and red and the blue ones. They got a
I
bunch
think
of stuff coming out.
it's honestly hard to keep track, isn't it?
Yeah, they got the Air Force One and Louis Vuitton got like a bunch of kicks coming out.
Is
But either
yeah,
way,
I feel that there's certain shoes that should be immune to collabs.
talk about it.
Just like, like the hood staple shoes, like shoes that like will always be popular and will always be affordable. And that's like what? Like the Air Force
Cortez.
One, the Cortez. Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah.
I didn't even think of that.
Timberland
Like
Construct boot.
the Adidas Superstar.
Oh, I hear you on that.
Which I know is in and out of trending, but still is like one of those staple sneakers. Like certain sneakers, like just don't need collabs. I think.
Really?
I feel like we're like gentrifying the Air Force One.
I just feel like they set themselves up for that though. With such a blank canvas like that, and they promoted. I don't know if they promoted, but it was just like, you know what I'm saying. When you think of Air Force One, we for sure think of all white pair of Air Force Ones. It feels like a canvas. Like you just need some. You gotta throw paint on it. You gotta do something to it. Or at least for me, I'm like,
Yeah, but you can
gotta
still
try to
do
dress it up.
that. But it does like an Air Force One should never cost almost $3,000.
I hear you on that. Who said that? Somebody said an Air Jordan 1 shouldn't. I think it was like some high. It was like a president or something like that. He was like, an Air Jordan 1 should never cost. He was like talking about the Dior joints. He's like, an Air Jordan 1 should never cost thousands of dollars. I was like, man.
And there's a lot of Air Jordan 1s that cost thousands of dollars. Yeah, you know what? It makes me think. You ever been to Costco, Joe?
100%, bro. I live down the street. Come on now. I got a membership.
I should already know. My boy, Suburban Joe.
Suburban Joe. That's what.
Be
nice.
Which I love about you.
Yeah.
But so Costco, like their price of like their hot dog and pizza, like you can get like a hot dog and like a fountain drink for like $1.50 or something like that, and then like a slice of pizza is like $1.99. It's like a giant slice, and they haven't changed the price in so long, and like it's beloved.
Do
like,
you pull?
no other hot dog like do people think of like belovingly.
Yeah, I don't really
hot dog.
Yeah,
it's just like a reminder to simpler times. You know what I mean? Like, oh man, like I remember getting this $1.99 hot dog and fountain drink when I was a kid in Seattle, right?
Yeah.
I feel like the Air Force One should be the same way. Like, oh, I remember getting. How much does an Air Force One even cost now?
I
like,
honestly have not
$65
in a long time.
It's been a minute for me.
They upped it up. It was a big deal when they upped it up too.
For real?
Yeah, let's say it used to cost, and now it costs this much. I'm like, whoa.
Let's say a brand new Air Force One is like $65. That's like what, like a new pair of like Vans or Chucks is. So I'm guessing it's in the same range as that.
Yeah, I'll check it right now. Yeah,
like it should totally be like that. It should be like the hot dog.
Yeah, it's 100 and 100. It ranges from like 100 and 110, like the all white.
Oh, really?
Joints. Yeah, I remember in the barbershop they had this huge debate, like, "Oh my God, they upped the price of the Air Force One. What's going on in the country?"
You can afford to swallow like a loss, because like Costco, for example, they lose money on the the hot dogs and pizza.
I don't doubt it, bro. I literally have purchased 2 slices of pizza and a fountain drink with my friend a couple times in the parking lot, and it was like $5.25.
Yeah, you could do that shit with like coins. But it makes people love Costco more, which makes them spend more money on other things at Costco. And I feel like it could be this. I feel like the Air Force One should be the same.
Do you think the Air Force One is like most people, or should be most people's entry into Nike? Like that's the gateway?
I think, because I don't know if it like should be or necessarily, but I feel like it probably is. Mine was Air Maxes, not like hype Air Maxes, like $55 Foot Locker Air Maxes. That was like my Nike introduction, but I feel like for most people, it probably also depends on where you're from. Like I imagine like most New Yorkers, their Nike intro is like the Air Force One, whereas like people in LA, it's probably like a Cortez. But I feel like the majority of America, it probably is the Air Force One.
Okay, so if you had to, where do you rank like the lows, the mids, and the highs? Does it like literally go in that order? Or no?
Yeah.
The mids are terrible, right? Can we all agree on that?
I don't really. I'm a low guy all the way.
Yeah, I hear you on that.
But I respect people that can pull off the other. I feel like at that point though, it's so clunky. You might as well just get a boot.
They have actually they do have like really cool. Don't they have like those? Do you remember like those the shoe that Odell did, like that yellow joint, like that Nike Air Force One?
Yes,
It was like hella high up.
That's actually hard.
That was hard.
Yeah.
That was
Also, when
fire.
I say collaborations, player collaborations are cool because like the Devin Book Air Force One is dope.
Yeah, I wish we had
It's
more Air
not
Force One knowledge. We
$3,000.
could probably like rank a few, but I'm not really too cultured in that
We'll,
regard.
we'll get Max back on the pod.
Oh, there we go.
In Nike gear that's like not, a staple, but it's still very cool. Do you remember when Drake dropped the Nocta stuff?
I do remember.
It's like
that.
his like sub brand of Nike. I'm probably not using correct terminology by anyone listening. You guys know what I mean. Nocta is now making hoop gear.
Sheesh.
Would you hoop in some Nocta gear?
Probably. I mean, shoot. Shout out Nocta. You know what I'm saying?
I would.
I'd like to
Give me
think
like
that Drake made this strictly so he can hoop in his like, you know what I'm saying, his like league he has going on back at
You
the
just
embassy.
You just took the words right out of my mouth.
I loved it. Yeah, he creates
Literally,
his own moments.
I only brought this up so that way I could say that.
There you go. Great minds think
Like
alike.
this Nocta basketball collab, like they might sell it, like they are gonna sell it, but like it definitely just exists that way. He has fire gear for the league that he plays in at his house.
You seen all the tweets and stuff that come from out of that?
Yeah, they're
You
like,
play defense, you're not
you
allowed
can't really
back.
play defense. Yeah, dude, that's so like, isn't that the dream though? To like have a basketball league that you're the champion and MVP of every single year. Oh, and it's in your house.
Yeah, you don't even gotta leave the crib. It reminds me so much of like just like Neverland. You know what I'm saying? Like I like to think that Drake is like living out his like childhood memory or his childhood dreams. Like always wanted to win a championship, but I got so much money I could buy a championship. So let's do it. Let's set up a league. Like,
Right. Like he's doing hoop dreams and rap dreams simultaneously. You could bring
Yeah.
up like J. Cole, who's also doing that, but like, and I love J. Cole, but Drake might be doing it better, bro. Like he bought a portion of his favorite basketball team and sat courtside and like talked a ton of smack as they won a chip. And then he made his own league where he's a star.
Yeah.
Like he's like, he's perfected living out your rap and hoop dreams.
Yeah. Unrelated, this just popped in my head as we're talking about Drake hooping. I forget which 2K it was. I think it was like NBA 2K11. Do you remember when they used to have like the celebrity team roster like on the blacktop?
Oh, of course, you could play with Lil Bow Wow.
Bro, Lil Bow Wow? That was so sick.
Lil Bow Wow was
remember
very tough.
Bro, Drake was on there with the Sprite commercial. That joint was crazy.
Dude, old video games were so much better. I feel like our video games today have less features than I did now. I saw it TikTok. Did you ever play like the old Madden games, like 08, 06? They used to have like the mini games and stuff that were so fun. Like those like don't even exist anymore.
Really?
I know I have Madden. I bought it for the first time in like 10 years this year.
Oh yeah, man.
But there was like the game where you go ahead.
You're probably gonna talk about the same one.
Probably. You go ahead. Let's see.
Well, there was a game where you'd be the running back and you'd
oh my god.
Like, run through all these like little virtual. It was so cool. I don't know how to describe it, but it
like
was so
dummies.
sick.
They were like dummies.
Yeah, but they would chase you, and it was so sick.
Yes.
It was like the coolest thing ever. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Memories.
I came across a TikTok page and it was just like old Madden mini game clips and it was so nostalgic. But yeah, like, dude, I wish like 2K, Madden, etc. Like, we've kind of like started to strip like our video games a little bit. I think 2K is probably better though because 2K has like the neighborhood and stuff. But like, I'd bring back being able to play as Lil Bow Wow.
Oh yeah, there we go.
Like 2K is actually aged quite well. Bring back the ability to play as Lil Bow Wow, and we'll be straight. I'll pre-order.
Yeah, 2K is still so cool. Don't know what to say. It's just fire. They aged beautifully. So yeah, shout out 2K.
Yeah, shout out 2K. You and I were debating earlier off camera, so we might as well do it right now on camera.
Yeah, the people want to know.
Best NBA fit of the year.
Nice. I said that the best NBA fit of the
WNBA.
year. WNBA, excuse me, fit of the year. Let me go ahead and pull up my tweet. I see. I hope I'm not butchering her name, but Ray Burrell. I should have probably prepared for
She's a rookie. I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, but you know what I'm saying? I seen that outfit and I was like, man, I want to wear this outfit. Like it's on the mood board. You feel me? Like, so yeah, we're gonna pop it up on the screen so you guys, all the YouTube consumers, but for the Spotify ones listening to, I guess we can try to speak what it's about. She kind of has like a white bandana on with like a blue and white Letterman jacket and these like super cool looking red jeans and white sneakers with like a black, I think it's like a white and black purse over like kind of crossbody joint, but I don't know.
It's
I
smooth.
like the red, white, blue theme.
Dude, I think something you and I say, and I think pretty much anyone that follows LeagueFits says, is that they follow the page and they gain like inspiration. Like the majority of LeagueFits followers are men. And they gain inspiration from the outfits that they see these guys wear, like the good ones. I'm feeling that way about the W this year. Like that outfit you're talking about right now, like, you know, the shirt's a little cropped, but like you or I could wear that outfit.
Yeah.
That's how I've been feeling about these Diamond to Shields outfits. You already know I'm a big fan. I think she's like the best. If she was, I hate being like, if she was in the NBA, but if she was in the NBA, she would have won the LeagueFits MVP award, I think.
Talk about
all respect to Shea, D-Book, Jordan Clarkson, etc. But she is really like that. And it's all outfits that you or I could wear.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that is so unbelievably cold. I know how much you love unisex fashion. I feel like Diamond to Shields is doing that better than anyone else.
Shout out Diamond.
Yeah, shout out just WNBA fashion in general. I feel like we had a couple like slower years in the W after like Ty Young retired. But this has been a good year for WNBA looks.
Hoop is in a good place, especially
probably the best ever. Yeah. Also, we got to give a shout out to Liz. You and I aren't the biggest designer heads in the world, but Liz Cambridge has been doing, like, she did like the Gucci suit, like head to toe Prada with a tie. She's done head to toe Rick a couple times, and it never looks like right off the mannequin, even though sometimes it actually is. And that's like the sickest thing in the world. I think that Liz, and she also like modeled for a Mugler campaign. Like, she might be the most, like, I don't think there's a basketball player more entrenched in the designer world than she is. And that's so cool. I just want to give a shout out to Liz because that's also my dog.
I think she also wore head to toe LeagueFits low key, right? The little collab we did with Change Up. You know,
we did. Liz was the player that rocked it.
Shout out Liz.
But yeah. And anyway, we'll call that a pod for today. The one you listen to after this is Dwayne Wade and Carmelo Anthony. So tap in.
You dropping names? Whoa.
Yeah, we're dropping names.
Wade and Carmelo in the same
The podcast after this is Carmelo Anthony, Dwayne Wade, and their stylist, Kalila Beavers and Kellyanne.
And it's an in-person podcast. Ooh, y'all might want to go consume that joint.
Yes, y'all might want to go consume that. We've been kind of like soft promoting it for a little bit. Like this is the hard launch.
We're not promo.
Like, it's not like when you like post like a girl's like hand above dinner and it's like a soft launch on your IG story.
I've done that. I'm so corny. I've done
oh my gosh, me too. I posted in a photo dump this. I'm not even going to talk about it. But anyway, we're hard launching the Dwayne Wade, Carmelo Anthony coming on Survival of the Fitted right now.
Mind blown.
Shout out Chrome Hearts. Be easy, y'all. Yo, go follow Survival of the Fitted wherever you get your podcasts. And then have 3 of your friends follow the podcast. And then have 3 of their friends follow the podcast. And then boom, it's the LeagueFits pyramid.